Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox, where we talk about all things Xbox, new and old. And on today's agenda is a review of the Xbox 360 arcade game, Age of Booty. Age of Booty was released October 15th, 2008 for the PC, 360, and PS3. On the Xbox, it was released onto the Xbox Live Arcade platform in a digital-only format. Developed by Certain Affinity, who mostly worked on map pack DLC for games like Call of Duty and Halo, and published by Capcom, which I find really interesting because it feels like nothing else I've ever played coming from Capcom. It's a tile-based strategy game themed around pirates. You control a ship and capture points on the map, combating against other players or AI, also trying to capture the same points. You gain resources from towns to upgrade your ships and cities, and you gain more defense and attack to eventually overcome your foes and win in usually around 10 minutes. The best way I could explain how this game feels is it's a lot like a board game, maybe something like Catan. Capturing cities and gaining resources, except instead of roads, you gain it on the sea with your ships. It's honestly extremely simple for a strategy game. There's no hidden movements, no different classes, or really any other modes of gameplay. Once you know what you need to do in about 15 minutes, you really don't need to learn anything else. You can roll right into the challenge mode and take down levels. It's why I feel like I kept playing this game. Its simplicity is really nice, and I really appreciate that a strategy game doesn't require hours and hours of learning. You get that fun pick up and playability of something like Civilization, but it works very well on a console. Sometimes strategy games have too large of a scope on console, but here it works very well. Games are fast, lasting around 10 minutes and even shorter, so it has the ability to fill in limited time you might have between doing things. And with it not requiring a crazy amount of thought, it's a simple experience. That does not equate to it being easy though. The game's main levels are in the challenge modes, of which there are 7, and each with 3 difficulty levels. To get every achievement in the game, it does ask you to complete every level on every difficulty, and the hard difficulty, though not frustrating, can be difficult. The AI, they do not mess around. They seem to have a game plan right from the start of the level, and they pick up just the right resources and build up fast. It's tough, but it makes it all that more satisfying when you do beat the level. Age of Booty for me, honestly, doesn't have a lot of negatives, but I did find that it was a little lacking in content. I think I made it through everything in around 4 to 5 hours, and then it took me about an hour to grind out the multiplayer achievements. I was really enjoying my experience with it, and I think it really could use some more content, like another game mode, to really pump up the amount of stuff you get out of this game. Presentation wise, it's nothing special, but looks fine for a 2008 digital only game. It has this simplistic pirate look, and I do appreciate that it uses Xbox avatars in game. The sound design is a tad annoying. The music is fine, but the use of voice lines can be quite annoying, with the same pirate theme voice lines going on throughout the entire game. It's a little grating, but nothing muting the TV and playing some music in the background can't fix. Multiplayer was a huge focus of this game, but unfortunately it's pretty dead nowadays, and I didn't get to explore the online side of it as much as I wanted, but it does offer split screen, and I do think it's a good local multiplayer game, and I'm definitely down to keep it on my 360 to really try out sometime. And now it's time for a new segment called the Achievement Corner. It's a segment where I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience with getting the achievements in the game and how I got there. Age of Booty is worth a total of 200 gamerscore and has 12 achievements for you to obtain. Overall, I'd say it's a relatively easy experience and took me around 6 hours to 100%. It has a lot of miscellaneous achievements such as designing a custom map and using abilities to take down a ship, all of which I got through traditional gameplay because it's what the game asks of you. So it's nice that there's no weird achievements that I really had to look out for, so I could focus on what gives the most gamerscore in Age of Booty, and that's completing every mission. Easy and medium were a really solid experience, most of which I finished in one try or two. All of it being fun and never feeling like a grind. Honestly, even hard is a breeze, but the 7th and 6th mission are a huge pain. The AI is so unpredictable and plays so perfectly every time that you will lose over and over. Unfortunately, the strategy I found that worked on these levels are to just wait out the time limit and try your best to keep up. It's not the best strategy in the world, but it eventually worked out for me. Luckily, the rest of the game does not offer this kind of difficulty, and for the 100%, you will need 4 controllers or 3 friends to play with because you have to win 10 online player matches. What's nice though is that you can fill a whole lobby with guests on your console. It's super easy, but just a little time consuming. And that was the last achievement that I needed for the 100%, and it made for a very fun and slightly challenging 200 gamerscore. And I'd say overall, my experience with Age of Booty was a very positive one. The gameplay is simple and hard to put down. It's a little bit lacking in content, but for what is here, it's a great deal at $5. I'd recommend it to most everybody, but especially people who love board games like Catan. Not only can you still buy it on the 360 store, it's backwards compatible on all modern Xbox consoles. It's an underrated and weird game from Capcom, and I'm happy to say that I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's video on Age of Booty, be sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any experiences with Age of Booty, be sure to put it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.